Giants look to continue their surprising season as they take on the Lions. Or Justin Fields and the Bears take on the Falcons. Check local listings for the game in your area only on Fox and your Fox Sports app. The 6-3 Cowboys will take on the 8-1 Vikings this Sunday after coming off a 31-28 OT loss to the Packers yesterday. While Kirk Cousins and company are coming off a wild overtime win against the Bills. The Cowboys then take on a division rival, the 7-2 Giants, on Thanksgiving Day on Fox. Shannon, scale of 1 to 10, how much trouble are the Cowboys in?
Well, if you're saying trouble as in not making the playoff, I think they're in zero trouble. Trying to win the division. No, I think they're going to make the playoffs, Skip. I mean, I've seen their schedule, and they should be able to win 4 or 5 of these games. 11 wins are going to get somebody.
Remember, the Giants have Detroit at home, so you would think they would win that. Although Detroit's dangerous on offense, obviously, and they outgunned Justin Fields.
The thing is, because the NFC West is so bad, only one team, I believe, will get in out of that division. Only one team out of the NFC South. So theoretically, you could get three teams.
Well, it may require that because they're going to come to Dallas. The Giants 8-2. So now, go ahead.
You guys are going to have to do something about that run defense. Because you got the Giants in a couple. You got Dalvin Cook starting Sunday. Then you get Saquon. Then you got Jonathan Taylor seem to have gotten new life in his legs. Damian Pierce, Skip, that guy from the Houston Texans, he runs hard.
Just a banger.
Skip, I know Texans, they're not on, but I watch it.
He is a banger baller.
You got Derrick Henry of the Titans. And that doesn't even include the Eagles with Jalen Hurts and Sanders running.
Run the hell out.
So you got your work cut out for you as far as running. Now, I don't know how well these teams offensively can keep up with what Dallas had now. Turn the ball over, all bets are off, Skip. But look, the blueprint to beat the Cowboys is there. Run the football. Because they're going to get at your quarterback. And the more times you throw it, the more times you expose your quarterbacks to being hit. And when he gets hit enough, ball's going to come out. We saw Aaron Jones run the ball 24 times for 138 yards. We saw what the Bears were able to do. Now, some of that was Justin Fields, but those 3 backs they had, they ran the ball for 243 yards. So they can run 240 yards. So they can run the football. And that's what Dallas has been Dallas's weakness. Number 1 in pass rush run rate. But when it comes to stopping the run, I don't know if it's gap integrity. I don't know if it's guys missing assignment, guys are in somebody else's gap, whatever the case may be. Teams have seemed to say, you know what, we can run the ball on this team.
Yeah.
And you guys better fix that. Because if you do make the playoffs, it will be one and done, which I believe it's going to be anyway.
But you think we will make the playoffs?
Yes.
It's going to be a road playoff game right out of the box, as in road wild card.
All you want to do is get in. Because we saw what Tampa got in.
They did.
And that's all you need to do. Let me just get in, and then I'll go from there.
Okay. So I've spent this show licking my wounds. I spent last night trying to sleep off a little bit of my anger and my depression and my despair over what I saw, because I saw glaring weaknesses exposed at Green Bay.
Yeah.
Horrifying. Because, to your point, we're 29th in stopping the run, and they ran all over.
There are only 32 teams.
Yes, there are only 32 teams. My quarterback has repeatedly come up small in big moments, and he came up smaller than usual in the fourth quarter and overtime yesterday, in my humble estimation, and that horrifies me. But our season is still right before us because we do get to go to Kirk Cousins, and then we get to play the Giants on Thanksgiving.
Right, and you do get the Eagles in your building.
We get the Eagles in our building on Christmas Eve, when I've told you already I believe my team will give me an early Christmas present. But now the intensity must ratchet up, because now you need to start playing what I call good scared, where you play scared, where you're like, uh-oh, if we don't come out, because to me, stopping the run in the end, it can be about heart as well as talent. It can just be like guts. Like,
anybody tricky,
hey, you're just not going to blow us off the ball today. We're going to stand our ground. We're going to hold that line, as they say, and all of our gap controls, we're going to control the gaps. And I've seen them rise and shine in that regard here and there, but not enough, because we're 29th against the run.
Correct.
And yet, my 2 backup quarterbacks, back-to-back years, went up and beat Kirk Cousins at Minnesota. So I'm thinking, okay, Dak should be able to do this. I told you about Cooper Rush. the best thing, I was fine to go back to Dak because he's earned the right to get his job back and show you what he's made of. But Cooper Rush set the bar much higher than it had been set because back last year when Dak, remember, we were 6-2 last year, and here came your Denver Broncos, and it was 30-0 after 3 quarters, and we lost 30 to, what was it, 16?
1 year anniversary.
Okay, 1 year
right
anniversary.
On cue.
Okay, there you go. Then we go up to Kansas City, and we lose 19-9, and Dak has the ball 12 times and scores 3 field goals, and I was just like, what was that? And then Thanksgiving came a year ago, and Derek Carr comes in, and they beat us in overtime. Where was you? Dak, where are you? Who are you? What's going on with you? And then Kyler came late in the year. They're really struggling now. They won yesterday with Colt McCoy. So again, we should have won that game.
Bottom of the barrel.
They're bottom of the barrel. We should have won that game late last year, and we didn't win that game. Kyler just came in and just toyed with us, just dominated us.
But Skip, I mean, the running defense has been you guys' problem for a minute.
All right.
Because remember, you got ran off the field a couple years ago. Who was it? Cleveland ran for a bunch of yards, and Phoenix and Arizona ran for a bunch of yards.
Bad old days.
And then, Skip,
now they're coming back. I know.
These are the bad old days.
I got it. Because the 49ers came in and ran us off the field in a playoff game just last year. So we were 6-2 and we fell apart. Well, I thought we would lose one of these 2 road games before the year, and I actually thought it was going to be Green Bay to start with, but I didn't think Green Bay was going to lose 5 straight games and Aaron Rodgers is going to be pushed out of town.
Correct.
Right? And yet we lost a game yesterday that, as you said, we should have won the game. We're favored by 5, and we're better than they are, and we showed we were better. We're up 28-14. Okay, what is that all about? Well, it's glaring weaknesses, but you still have a chance to right the wrong. You can go up and beat Minnesota, and then you can turn it right around the way the great old Cowboy teams did. It's huge to have that Thanksgiving game grandfathered in because if you can win it, if you could win 2 in a row, then you get to go to a mini 10-day bye to get ready for the stretch run. It's perfect.
Yep.
I still don't know how they're grandfathered into playing every Thanksgiving, but
because nobody wanted to play, but the Cowboys and Detroit.
But now everybody wants to play.
They're like, no, Cowboys.
But America eats Thanksgiving lunch or dinner, however you want to call it, Thanksgiving dinner, and sits back on its tryptophan to watch its Dallas Cowboys play football. It's just the American tradition, and now you can't get them out of there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And as bad as Detroit, because as bad as Detroit is, they're really grandfathered there because I think they started playing like in the 30s on things, been playing for so long on Thanksgiving.
Okay, so I'm still going to hang in. We're going to talk about Micah in a few minutes, but we have to fix some things on the fly that come down to just guts and desire and want to. And again, the quarterback's going to have to play better. He can't go on the road. He can't go up to Minnesota and throw 2 picks.
Skip, I gave you 14 points lead.
Yep.
Now, you told me that everybody was talking about this defense and how historically great they were thinking about and they wanted to be. Okay.
It's funny. You talk about all their glaring weaknesses, and then you say they got no issues.
The only glaring issue that they have is stopping the run. I think they Skip pass defense because the front 4 can get after you. Their front 7, they come and they get really exotic. The safeties will come get you.
All right.
Curse ended up getting the ball yesterday on the on the fumble.
He did. Bottom line for me is these next 2 games are huge for Dak Prescott.
Well, you probably need to go 2-0.
Huh?
You need to go 2-0.
I need him to rise up and say, I got this. I'm going to live up to my contract. I'm going to live up to all those national TV commercials. I'm going to get up off my sleep number bed, and I'm going to pull my head out, and I'm going to play better than Kirk Cousins. That's what's going to happen.
Well, because if you need both of these games, because you can't afford to lose one and then have the Eagles go 2-0. Because now, all intents and purposes, you got about six games left, and you got to try to make up.
At some point, you're going to have to be worried about just making the playoffs.
You're a wild card. I don't see. Skip, you saw the NFC. Skip, you see the NFC West.
It's no done deal.
You see the NFC West.
Well, I guess so.
You think they get 2 teams out of that
playoff
division?
position is always fun to watch.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, speaking of your Cowboys, Skip, you guys think Micah Parsons got used the wrong way against the Packers? We'll unpack that in just a moment.
With one of the best savings rates